Previously on the last Pokemon Challenge, and I cannot think of a good reason why this muck exists. And coming up, if you do want to catch a Pokemon, you've got to use the old man's balls to do it. Today on Pokemon FireRed, we try not to get lost. Welcome back, or should I say welcome along to the 4-move challenge for the first time here in Generation 3. We are running Gardevoir today across the Generation 3 gauntlet of gyms. It's 8 gyms, 4 Elite 4 members, 1 champion, and then we're done. Sounds quick. Let's see if it is. Very quickly, before getting into the challenge, if you do enjoy the 4-moves challenge, please do make sure to leave a like on this video and let me know if you want to see more 4-moves challenges and who you'd like to see in all 3 of the games that we do run here, those being Crystal, Fire Red, and Emerald. Now, I did explain the 4-moves challenge in the Ursaring video, and I know I'm going to be explaining it here again, but we are in a different game, and some people might not watch the Crystal challenges. So in 4 moves, we remove any way to catch any Pokemon other than our starter Pokemon. We remove the ability to teach moves via level up and HM as well as TM, and instead we pick our 4 moves from the beginning of the challenge. In this instance, I've gone for Psychic, Thunderbolt, Calm Mind, and Magical Leaf. All of those moves are moves that either Gardevoir herself or one of the pre-evolutions can learn legally in Generation 3. That is the entire criteria for the moves, so it's level up moves, TM moves, prior evolution moves, tutor moves, and egg moves. Special moves are not allowed in this instance, just to try and simplify things a little bit, and we are going to be running with just Gardevoir in the party now until the very end of the challenge. We'll have the HM items to replace the HM users throughout the course of this one. That does also include things like teleports with the Rentalabra and the key escape rope for Dig. But the best way to learn the 4-moves challenge is to get playing. So if you're ready, I'm steady, and we can get on with the run. We go straight into battle here in Fire Red. Our first trainer is, of course, the rival. And he was so short and so bad that I didn't even get a chance to narrate his battle. That means we are now well and truly on the way to becoming the champion of the Kanto region. One thing I do want to say is I will invariably say Gen 1 when I mean Gen 3, just because this is a remake of a Gen 1 game. Please do assume if I'm saying Gen 1 that I do genuinely mean the Gen 3 games, although I have started coding Pokemon Yellow in both Supermon and 4-moves. You Supermon fans, you don't have too long to wait. It's only a couple of weeks until the first return to Supermon is back. Currently planning to try and get Meganium as far as possible through the Supermon challenge. We'll have to see how well we do with that. Although Meganium does actually have a remarkably good learn set for a grass-type Pokemon in Johto. Now, this is the only time we'll see a Pokemon being caught in this challenge. The old man's balls are special balls and can get through the blocker that we have, so if you do want to catch a Pokemon, you've got to use the old man's balls to do it. And into Viridian Forest we go. One of the bad things about running Psychic, and seen all the time in all of our 4-move challenges, and to be fair, our solo challenges as well, is it's only got 10 power points. Now that means we are going to be running out of our PP so blumming quickly and so blumming often. So we're going to have to try and get a PP up or a PP max quick, sharp, and in a hurry, so that we can at least go for more than 10 moves without needing to heal. Early part of the game should be fairly easy though. We don't need to use Psychic all of the time to get quick defeats, and we got very lucky there that we did not get poisoned. One of the things that does seem to happen a lot in Generation 3 is the encounter rate is through the roof compared to Generation 2. They were actually very lax with encounter rate in Generation 2. It's nowhere near as high as it is in other games where we have the random encounters. And we get to say hello to Campalium for the first time in goodness knows how long. He is not being stood in for by Campageri today. He's got his own Pokemon and he is going to talk about his light years. In the meantime though, we'll take on Brock. Brock is trash. Brock is a bad gym leader. Brock, in the first 4 generations of Pokemon, has a quad weakness with all of his Pokemon to the grass type, and it just so happens we have a grass type Pokemon. The moves I chose, by the way, I went for Psychic, obvious, it's Stab, and it's a very good move. Thunderbolt, again, a pretty no-brainer. Generation 3 has a lot of flying and water types, especially in the early parts of the challenge, so that is super effective special damage against all of those. Calm Mind, it's a way to boost both our special attack and special defense, so if there is an instance where we're not going to be able to one-shot something, we'll be able to one-shot it after a Calm Mind or two. And then Magical Leaf. Magical Leaf might seem like a bit of a weird one to choose, but there are quite a few trainers who have the potential to lower our accuracy or increase their evasion. So having one of those always hit moves is going to prove to be incredibly handy for this challenge. It might end up saving quite a few turns, especially because we can just boost our special attack, so we don't need to worry quite so much about Magical Leaf being relatively tame compared to our other two attacking moves. That's the plan anyway. Of course, like all of the other challenges here on the channel, this is a first attempt, first impression. We'll have to see whether my gut instinct holds up. I really hope it does, because I do want to do Gardevoir justice. I know it's a lot of people's favourite Pokemon, and I never used to be a fan of it. But once they added Gallade in Generation 4, then Gardevoir made a lot of sense. I love both of these Pokemon now, and I actually prefer them over the Abra line. Now, we're going to get our first Florberry here. Not a strawberry, but a Florberry. And I quite honestly have no idea what those berries do, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. And now here in Cerulean City, we're going to get our first HM item. This is the Rental Abra that will help us teleport back to our nearest Pokemon centres. We'll give that a go in just a moment or two, but first we're going to go into Misty's gym. Misty is a water-type trainer. We have two moves here that are super effective against the water type, so really she doesn't stand much chance at all. Gotta get through her two gym trainers first though. Ooh, I would have thought that we would have one-shot that Goldeen. It didn't matter either way, and we can now move on to Misty herself. Gym leader number 2. She is a water type specialist, and she's managed to confuse us. Very rude, very mean, very, very nonsense. We won't have that happen again. We're just going to Calm Mind here, and we shall set up 2 of them to then just use Thunderbolt. That gets rid of the Staryu, and then she goes for Swift. So we didn't need to do that in the end. Her RNG obviously saw that we were far too bulky in the Special Defense Department. 733 for the Cascade badge, and it's out of the frying pan into the fire with arrival number 2. We get rid of his Pidgeotto, out comes the rat. We'll use another Thunderbolt, and then we'll Thunderbolt the Charmander as well. 2 hits knocks it out, growing up to level 17, and then a final Thunderbolt on the Abra. Could have swapped Psychic there and back, but I think that might actually have taken a little bit longer. The in-between turns is very, very quick here in Generation 3. So let us, while we're here as well, remember to pick up the rare candy that is hiding up here. And with that, we can take on Nugget Bridge. It's in a very weird place, actually, in this gen, isn't it? It's on the bridge. My first generation was Generation 2. And not only is Nugget Bridge in Generation 2 egregious, because it's a low-level gauntlet of trainers that's mandatory in the bloody post-game, it's not even on the friggin' bridge, is it? It is all the way up in the bushes on the higher up route. So I got really confused as to why they were calling it Nugget Bridge. And it's probably part of the reason why I can't stand Nugget Bridge at the best of times. So we will take solace in the small mercies of the fact that this one is still slow and tedious, but at least it is on a bridge. And also they're very, very low leveled, so it's just a bunch of one-shots. We get ourselves the Nugget, and we do then get to face off with another Rocket Grunt. And much like the last Rocket Grunt, very, very easy battle. I like that Team Rocket is all over the place in this generation, though. It does make a lovely change from Generation 2, where they seem like they're just invading in groups, as opposed to just being dotted all around the region. Really do prefer that compared to how it is in Generation 2. Now, a little bit earlier, I mentioned that my opinion of Gardevoir has done a full 180, and I'm of the firm belief that if you're a Pokemon fan, everybody's got one. So I really am curious, what Pokemon did you initially really dislike for whatever reason and have had a complete turnaround with? For me, it's definitely Gardevoir. Other Pokemon are Zangoose. I used to actually dislike Zangoose. And can you believe I never used to like Ursaring? Ursaring was one of my least favourite Pokemon when I first started playing Pokemon. And now look at it. It's one of my all-time favourites. So yeah, I really would like to know if you've got something similar to me, or maybe you've got the complete opposite. You have your favourites, they've always been your favourites, and it will never ever change. So do let me know down in the comments down below, because that way I can also be a little bit sneaky and I can see if people have similar favourite Pokemon to each other, and then I can look at running them sooner. Because I do like running the Pokemon that people really enjoy playing with. I think it makes for some of the most interesting challenges, because we're all much more familiar with those Pokemon. Now, we're about to get our next HM item, providing we don't get screwed over by this rocket. And that is another TM item, actually. It's the Escape Rope. That is a key escape rope, much like it is in Generation 2. It will act as our surrogate for Dig. Now, we must be very careful here in Vermilion City, rather, to not go in the Pokemon Center there. We need to ensure that our teleport point remains at Cerulean. That's to save a fair amount of movement we've got coming up after we have defeated Lieutenant Surge. Little way to go until we defeat Surge, though. We do have to get through the SS Anne rival fight, and I can tell you it's going to be an absolute walk in the park. The rival in this particular challenge, I think right up until maybe the penultimate rival battle, will be very easy. Now, we are going to get ourselves a bike voucher so that we can move in double quick speed, but before we claim our bike voucher, we are going to go in to the SS Anne. Couple of bits I want to do in here. The first bit is grab all of these berries from the bins. I know what a Chesto berry does, and that's about it for those. I do need to learn, or even better, I can just go into the disassembly and rename them to the Gen 2 names. That would definitely help me. And now we will take on the rival while we're on the boat. It doesn't really feel like we should have to. We're going to completely annihilate him, but needs must to advance the storyline. So let us get all the way through all of his Pokemon. We accidentally get burnt en route, but that won't matter in the slightest. We get ourselves a scythe now. That means we can chop down trees, and we can leave the boat after doing a cheeky little heal here in the boat's restroom. So we can say goodbye to the SS Anne for another challenge, and now we can keep on progressing. Let's go in to Lieutenant Surge's electric-type gym. And if I've done this right, yep, no need to do the puzzles. We just go straight in to Surge. How about that? A very easy way now to battle Surge. No RNG needed. So let's take him on. He leads with his Voltorb. Gonna set up a single Calm Mind here, and then we'll get to Psychicking. Just using the one Calm Mind to make sure that it is 3 one-shots against all of his Pokemon. And that gets us the next badge. That's the Surge badge in 14 minutes and 43 seconds. And there's nothing more for us to do here in Vermilion City now. So we are going to plonk on one of our repels, and we're going to start making our way through Diglett's Cave. Hopefully we won't encounter any Dugtrio en route. That would slow us down a little bit. And in this case, we get off very lucky. Now, everybody, I want you to lie for a second. We have caught 15 species of Pokemon. Yes, we have. That gets us the Lantern. That means that we don't have to worry about Flash anymore. We'll plonk the Rentalabra up in Tippy Top spot now. We will also then use a quick heal at the Pokemon Center. And now we can finally get the bike. That means we can move in double quick speed for the rest of the challenge. I'm also going to bring this lantern up to quite high up, because I have a feeling we might need that more than we do in Generation 2. And with that, we can get on our merry way down the route we purposely avoid now in all of our crystal challenges. Now, I'll tell you something that has amazed me coming back to FireRed. I'm remembering where an awful lot of the items I need to pick up on routes are, and I was fully expecting to struggle the entire time remembering where things like the rare candies are. But so far, I seem to be doing a pretty bloody good job of it, so I'm very proud of myself for that. Now, we are in the longer version of Rock Tunnel, but I think we've got just the right moves to see us through, you know. We've got Magical Leaf and Thunderbolts for any Slowpokes that end up coming up in front of us, and we've got the Psychic move, of course, for those pesky poison types as well. I don't know if we're going to see any Magnemite in this particular cave. I can't remember if there are any Magnemite trainers, but if there are, I think we'll be perfectly blooming fine against those as well. The only issue might come with our Psychic's PP, actually. It doesn't have that good a PP, but we are mostly facing trainers who we can get away with either Thunderbolt, or when it's quad weak to grass, we can absolutely use a Magical Leaf instead. Now, if you're seeing me hesitate in this rock tunnel, you're not. I'm definitely not trying to remember where to go. It's all there for dramatic effect and nothing else, and we'll stick to that story for all the little times I hesitate throughout the course of this particular challenge. There's a regular escape rope. We don't need that, so we can sell that for a little bit of cash money moolah later on in the challenge. Now, I don't think we go up here. We go down, don't we? Because then we have to face her, and then I think we're in the penultimate room. Don't quote me on that, but let's hope we're in the penultimate room, because I really, really do not like Rock Tunnel. What are you doing getting a bird out in a tunnel? That's dangerous, don't you know? Do we have to go up there? Please tell me we have to go up there. Otherwise, I am well and truly lost, and Gardevoir is not getting a fun time on its leaderboard at the end. We've got a bunch of Geodude here. That's absolutely fine to take on. We don't want to battle you. Can you start off, mate? Thank you. Oh, yep, I know this room. I know where we are now. We're on the home straight. I think we've only got her left to go, and then the exit is just down to our bottom left. So we successfully navigated a rock tunnel, and we didn't get sent to sleep there. By the way, the ability for our Gardevoir is synchronized. I thought that would be quicker than having Trace at the end of every, or should I say at the start of every single blooming battle. It's like Drizzle with Kyogre. I think Kyogre with Drizzle, if Drizzle didn't have such an obnoxious intro each time, would actually be very, very quick. But having that intro... Oh, we've got a rival battle. We'll come back to that. This is the next rival battle. He leads with a Pidgeotto. Then he's got a Gyarados. We are a special attacker today, so up yours to your Intimidate. We don't care at all. Ooh, we don't have anything for the Execute line. Didn't think of that. But then he's got nothing for us either, so it works out fine. We've got Thunderbolt for the Kadabra. And then we can use the Psychic on the Charmeleon. Goodbye, rival. Didn't really mean anything there. Where were we? Oh, that's right, we were talking about abilities and how slow they are. There is something, actually, that does put a lot of Generation 3 Pokemon at a disadvantage. Or should I say a lot of Pokemon in Generation 3 at a disadvantage. Because they are going to have that extra little bit of yakking at the start of each turn. Now, I cannot remember if there are any more useful berries in this grass. Lumberry sounds good. I think that is the Miracle Berry from Generation 2, and then we don't want to take on any cyclists. However, we do have to take on this super nerd. Now, he has got a Voltorb, another Voltorb. After that, he's got a Magnemity, so they do exist. And then he's got a Coughing. So he's all about the Orby-Bally Pokemon there. Can we get on the bike in this? Yes, we can. That looks incredibly dangerous. And also, 4x bike in FireRed is not easy to control in the slightest, but we have made it now to Celadon City. And I really like Celadon City because there's a lot that we can do, including inevitably getting trapped by this bloody Clefairy. Every single time, this bloody Clefairy gets in the bloody way. But it's fine. We've got past it. We can go up here now as well. And we don't need to worry about the double battle because we've only got a single Pokemon in the party. Haha, you. Yes, we are going to get the air balloon off you. But we cannot use the air balloon off you until we have defeated Erica. And you know what? We've got Rockets and Erica to do here. So let's take on the Rockets first. Then we'll take on Erica, because I think that will be a nice way to split things up. I love how in Generation 1, this felt like such a genius puzzle. The fact that you have to press a switch behind just a poster on the wall and then the map changed. That felt bloody revolutionary when I saw it. And now, I'm like, oh yeah, so what else is new? It does just go to show how amazing the technical advancements over the last 30 years really have been. We've gone from this feeling very, very revolutionary on a handheld console to having an entire handheld console also act as your regular games console too, with the Switch and the Switch 2. It is mind-blowing. It's something that I definitely know that I don't appreciate quite as much as I probably should have done. Because the idea even 20 odd years ago of having the entire world's information in a device in your pocket that you will just access willy-nilly, it is so mind-blowing and something that I am very, very appreciative of, because I could have been born in an era where that wasn't a thing. Oh, don't bite me, Kangaskhan, that's very, very mean. You should know that Gardevoir is not edible, so we'll have to deal with Giovanni for his miscreants there, and we can also scam the system now by using our key escape rope to get out of here without getting ambushed. I love doing that here in the underground part of the game corner because it means we don't have to take on any extra superfluous rockets. And with that, we can make our way in to the next gym together. There is something I want to pick up though first. There should be a PP up around this bush somewhere. There we go, PP up. Let us use that on our Psychic. We absolutely bloody need it. We're up to 12 power points now for the Psychic, and here is the next gym. This is the grass type gym, but fortunately for us in Generation 1, they loved combining the grass and the poison type together, so we should be in for a fairly smooth affair of it here. We just have to make sure we've got enough Psychics to take on Erica herself. So let's go and try and take on a very few amount of trainers here. Oh, it's another one of those pesky executes. Please don't have an Executor. Fantastic. Let's take on Erica. That's not Erica, that's Surge. There's Erica. She is a grass type specialist. She led with a Victory Bell. That went down in one. Tangela we've got nothing for, so we'll just have to one-shot it. And then Vileplume is going to be a one-hit as well. That gets us the Rainbow Badge. It also gives us access to the Air Balloon. And that is our next badge in 26 minutes and 28 seconds. Let us now bring that air balloon up to the top. Oh, I already did it. And we can fly back to Lavender Town, where if one lot of rockets wasn't enough fun, we're about to have another lot. This trainer I've just battled went zombies, and that's got me thinking, apart from maybe the Paris line, have we ever had a proper zombie-esque Pokemon? Because I cannot think of one off the top of my head. I know that Paris is like the... oh, what's it called? Not symbiotic, the opposite of symbiotic. Parasitic, I suppose it's in the bloody name, isn't it? It's a parasitic host on the mushroom that's controlling the mushroom, and that's why Paris is the zombified form that it is. But I don't think we've ever had like a traditional stereotypical zombie Pokemon in all of Pokemon. Though I could be wrong, and I could be just misremembering. There are well over 1,000 Pokemon at this point. But yeah, it just popped into my head when she said zombies. And I really started racking my brains, and I couldn't think of any at all. This Lavender Town has so far been ghastly spam, so I'm actually very happy to see a little bit of variety with the Zubat spam there. Oh, we've got some coughing as well. Brilliant. Drowsy. Ugh. Oh, no, we don't like poison gas. We're going to have to deal with a little bit of screen tearing for just a moment here. as we get through the last couple of rockets. We aren't in any danger of being knocked out. It's more just that it's a pest over anything else. We are going to one-shot all of these rockets, and then we'll have a little chat with, who's he called, Mr. Fuji? I think he's Mr. Fuji. He gives us a Pokéflute, and then what we shall do is we shall air balloon over to a Pokemon Center so that we can heal up and not have any of that horrible screen tearing anymore. Let's get on the bike and let's now start going past this pesky Snorlax. Now, I've got a bone to pick with this Snorlax. If you don't have the item finder, he does not end up dropping the leftovers. I say he, it might be she. In this case, it is a he, but yeah, no bloody leftovers there. What a bloody scam. Why should I have to use the item finder to find a bloody hidden item? It's absolutely ridiculous. Really, really does wind me up. Because if we had the item finder, that would mean we'd get the leftovers really, really early. And that would be incredibly useful. Oh dear. Just had a little snog with the biker then. Didn't particularly want that. Now there are items down here, but I can't bloody remember where they are. I know there's one near a sign. I will come back actually later if they're not where I think they are. And do a proper sweep. I know there's a Max Elixir somewhere around here as well. But I think there's a rare candy down there or a PP up or something that I will want to have. But we shall deal with that a little bit later on. Because for now, we're about to get scammed. We have to spend some of our hard-earned cash money moolah just to progress the bloody storyline. So into the Safari Zone we go. We do still have a bunch of repels, thank goodness. I say that. We've got 3. That isn't really a bunch, is it? Should be enough to see us through here, though, hopefully. If I can remember the movement around the Safari Zone. It has been a little while since I've been here. Full restore, that's nice to have. And we can see a Nidoran. We don't particularly want a Nidoran. Let us stick on another repel and we will keep on going. Now, I think it's down here. And then is it up here and through there? And then we do the loop-de-loop back. I think it is, you know. I think I might be doing it. Protein, we can sell that for some money. Nidoran, we can run away from that. Because then isn't one of the items here, the gold teeth, and then we get the double team TM, which is meaningless, but then don't we get Surf here? Well, I did it without a bloody map. I am so proud of myself for something extremely simple in a kid's game. Oh, it's the little things that give me joy, and I am genuinely ecstatic that I was able to do Safari Zone from memory even after so blooming long. For that, I think we've got to celebrate, haven't we? And I can think of no better way to celebrate than taking on a bunch of trainers who don't actually have any poison-type Pokemon in the Poison Gym. Because, you know, that makes sense. Oh, you horrible, horrible scumbag. I'm not liking this. Do we have any Scamtidotes? We do. Oh, I don't like facing Drowsy and Hypno. They're mean. And we don't have any healing items. So we're going to have to go back and do a quick heal. The trouble with the Pokemon here in Fuchsia City is it's right in the middle of the arse end of nowhere. So it makes no sense to go to. Who are you, Kirk? What have you got to say for you? Oh, you've got a bloody Drowsy as well. Don't you even think about poisoning me. Ha! You missed. Dickhead. Let's keep on going. And let us see if 2 Calm Minds is enough. No, it's not. How about 3? Will 3 be enough to one-shot these? I really hope so. We've got a Kadabra that's got trash defense. And then we've got another Drowsy. There we go. We're one-shotting things at long last. But we are chewing through our psychic power points at this point. So we're going to go back in for round 3 with Nurse Joy. In Crystal, actually, she has weird hair colour. She does not share the same hair colour as every other Nurse Joy. Oh, you, Edgar, you can come back again even with your weird fashion sense. You've got poison. Oh, wait, no, that's not a poison type. You're no longer invited to my birthday party, Edgar. I hope you're happy. If you'd have had 3 poison types, you would have been invited. But no, you had to have something not type worthy for this gym as well. And now we've been poisoned again because of course we've been poisoned again. Why wouldn't we be poisoned again? It's just the theme of this gym, isn't it? Oh, and you've got a Hypno as well. Absolutely wonderful. I'm sure you're very, very proud of yourself having this Hypno. Let's use Psychic. Let's get rid of it. Let's delete you. Not just your Pokemon, but... oh, bog off. Oh, Koga's gym is getting on my nerves. Oh, we've got a full restore. Didn't see that. Never mind. Let's take on Koga now. Next gym leader, probably going to show up as Erica for a second. This, I think, is a caching issue. It will fix itself for the next run. He's a poison type specialist. He's got a bunch of horrible Pokemon here. So we are just going to try and set up against this Muck. One Calm Mind against the Muck should then be enough to one-shot it. We'll try a Thunderbolt against the Coughing because it's got Trash Special. We're going to do a single Calm Mind against the Wheezing. We're badly poisoned now, but that should mean we have the win in the bag, hopefully. Maybe not. We get through the Wheezing, we grow to 39, and that was it. So yeah, we did get through the battle. For some reason, I thought you had more Pokemon than that. And now I can only apologise about the screen flashing. I will remove it in the next version of the patch. But at least it's not as egregious as it is in Generation 2. And now, after a bit of housekeeping, picking up some of the items that we didn't get on our first pass-through of Kanto, we are ready to start surfing down towards Cinnabar Island. We're actually very much into the end game now here already, which is kind of unbelievable how quickly this challenge is going. Now, we do need to go and grab some bits here in the Cinnabar Mansion, and I'm trying to remember exactly where all of the bits are. That's Carbos. We don't particularly want a Carbos, but it could come in useful to sell for some money later on. Oh, we've got this horrible switchy bit, and I've never been a fan of these switches. I coded them in, actually, into Generation 2. That was a lot of fun to do, and it was a real challenge getting it all working in the way it should, with all of the bits of the map moving as and how they should. Is that the secret key? That's all we're really in here for, I think. There may be a rare candy that I'll come back for later, but for now, I do just want to make a little bit more progress in the challenge, and the best way to do that is to get into our next gym. Now, we are at this point of the challenge as well, where our level isn't quite as high as I'd like it to be, so we're going to take advantage of a bunch of trainers all being together all at once, by taking on most, if not all, of Blaine's gym trainers. They're all going to be very easy to take care of. They're all fairly low-leveled with relatively weak special defense for the most part, so we should be able to just spam Psychic and go and heal just a couple of times. Oh, we've got a Ponyta here. Does Thunderbolt do enough for that? Yes, it does. Thunderbolt will be enough for the Vulpix. Thunderbolt definitely enough for the Charmonde. And we don't care about Intimidate. We can just hit with Thunderbolt with our special attack. That's the good thing about running special attackers actually here in Generation 3. With Intimidate being so prevalent and with there being no similar counter for the special attack, we don't need to concern ourselves with our stats arbitrarily being blocked. Or Fire Spin's a nasty move from that Ponyta there. Very glad that we were able to two-shot so we didn't take too much damage. Probably going to be a two-shot on Rapidash, and Fire Spin's a terrible move, so it doesn't hit all the time, so we don't need to fret quite as much as you'd think we'd need to fret. Again, this is going to be easy. Growlithe has nothing for us, and then what have you got? You've got a Growlithe, we'll use a Thunderbolt on that, and then you've also got a Vulpix, another free Thunderbolt. With that, we've gained a couple of levels, and we are ready for Blaine. Blaine is our next gym leader, Fire-type specialist, leads with Growlithe. We are going to set up a couple of Calm Minds, and then we'll get to sweeping. I think this should be a very easy battle. Oh, we do need another Calm Mind, though, actually. Goodness. Let's use one here. He's sprung up. That's not great, actually. Yeah. We'll try again. It's my own fault for going in a teeny tiny bit damaged. We're just going to set up a bunch of Calm Minds here, because he should go to takedown in the end. Because he... Oh, you nasty man, Blaine. Critical hits are not something I planned for. But we have a huge amount of special attack now, so we can just sweep the rest of the battle. Very good stuff there. We defeat Blaine on our second try. 42 minutes and 14 seconds overall. Now we must say no to Bill here, otherwise we're going to be trapped on the Sevies. And I don't particularly want to be trapped on the Sevies, it's not a good place to be. But with 6 badges to our name, that means just one thing. It's time for the third and final rocket section. And so now, after navigating through the maze that is Silphco, we are ambushed by the Royal for another time. This time he leads with his Pidgeot. We'll use the Thunderbolt, we'll get rid of it in one hit. We'll use the Thunderbolt against his Gyarados as well. It will go down in one as we grow up to level 44, and he's got a glaring weakness to electric, hasn't he? 3 down in 3 one-shots. His Execute manages to paralyze us, which is a nuisance more than anything else. And then we've just got Alakazam left to go. Easy rival battle, don't need to worry at all about that. And then we are just going to take a quick bed hill here so that we can take on the rest of the Rockets. The Rockets aren't particularly pleasant here in Generation 1, but they're definitely less egregious than they are in Generation 2, where they are just a royal pain with no reason to do what they're doing. I think in the last video, actually, I had a right old whinge about the Rockets slowing us down. At least here, we do have a couple of fun storyline beats, courtesy of the Rocket section. Oh, look, it's Ursaring's evolution there, Nidorino. We can use Psychic against that and the Nidoqueen. We will then use a Psychic against the Kangaskhan, and why change the habit of a lifetime? 4 Psychics gets us the victory, and we can speak to the old man here at the top of Silphco, and we have freed the Kanto region from Team Rocket once and for all. With that, we'll do another quick Pokemon Center heal, and we're in the end game now. Only 2 more gym leaders left to go. The first of them being Sabrina here in the Saffron Gym. So we're going to go left, then left, then left, then down. And we find ourselves in front of Blainina. This is Psychic Leader versus Psychic Specialist, and she's leading with Kadabra. We're going to set up Calm Mind, and she's got the same idea as us, except he goes for a Future Sight there. But Thunderbolt is a one-shot. We'll Thunderbolt the Venomoth, and then we shall also Thunderbolt the Mr. Mime. Future Sight showing just how garbage it was there, as we get another sweep to defeat good old Sabrina in a time of 46 minutes and 55 seconds. They didn't bother changing the teleport pads between Generation 1 and Generation 2, so I can do exactly the same movement that I do to get out of Sabrina's gym in Crystal. Not sure if it's the most efficient movement, but it's the one that's easiest to remember, and it's also easiest to input because it's a lot of straight lines. So that is the movement I will always do there in Sabrina's gym. And we are now already in the last gym. There's not much to do between Gym 7 and 8 in the Kanto region. Bloody hell, misclicked twice there. Wanted to go for Psychic on turn 1. I don't think we need a Calm Mind against Warren's pathetic Pokemon here. So we'll just have to sweep the old-fashioned way. And then we do need to take on Black Belt Takashi here. And it's just as well he's a black belt, because it means he's got a bunch of fighting-type Pokemon. And they're all getting oxamated by the Psychic there. With that, we do need to leave, so we'll take the opportunity to do a very quick PP heal again here, because I want to save the PP restoration items for the League, when we don't have the luxury of Pokemon Centers. And because we've left and re-entered, we can now take a shortcut to our final gym leader, and shock horror, it's Sabrina, not Giovanni. Let's take him on, he should be easy. One hit on the ride-on, here comes Dugtrio, there goes Dugtrio. Nidoqueen comes out to play, we say go away, and we do the same against the Nidoking. That just leaves his Rhyhorn rather left to go. We've got a Magical Leaf, it's enough to defeat Giovanni, and that is the Earth Badge acquired. And with that, we are ready for the Pokemon League. And now, after picking up a couple more bits and bobs, we've got the rival back for one last time to ruin our day. This time he's going to lead with Pidgeot. We'll get rid of it in a single Thunderbolt. We'll set up a Calm Mind against the Rhyhorn, and then we'll use Magical Leaf to get rid of that. Here comes Execute. We should hopefully be able to one-shot with a Psychic. Yes, we do. The next Pokemon is Gyarados. Again, a Thunderbolt will be a one-shot. There's absolutely no two ways about it. We grow up to level 49. Charizard uses Wing Attack. It's very, very frail on us. And that just leaves Alakazam left to go. I got the read there, thinking that Alakazam would use Disable, so I swapped over to our Psychic. And yes, the read was accurate. But that's the rival defeated once and for all in this challenge. We've got an unimpeded run now up to Victory Road. But the road to Victory Road in this generation is a lot longer and a lot more tedious than it is in Generation 2. So we don't have a chill time. We've got a time just getting all the way up. And it will be a slog. But there are floor berries again that we can get. A leper berry, that's a PP berry, I think. I only remember that because it's got PP in the name. And now we are getting all of our badges checked. We've got to make sure that we are, in fact, bringing in illegal badges into the Indigo Plateau so that they can distribute them in Johto later. There's an Aspia berry there. No idea what that does. But I'm sure we'll find out if we need to in a pinch. There is another useful berry somewhere around here, and I can't for the life of me remember where it is. So we'll get this full restore in a rock instead. I wonder who's leaving that there. Is that another berry? Yes, it is. A citrus berry, 30 HP in this generation. It's not the best version of the citrus berry. And we find ourselves in my least favourite. Well, actually, that's a lie. Hoenn's Victory Road is my least favourite, but this one ain't great either. There are 2 Victory Roads in Generation 3, and neither of which is a pleasant experience to get through. Now, I think it's this one here. No, it's always the other one that I think it is. We don't want to double bounce that because we want to get our last rare candy of the challenge, of course, because we're not catching a Meowth anymore. We don't have the chance for extra bonus rare candies, which is not great, but I don't think we'll need them with Gardevoir, quite honestly. I think we'll be absolutely fine as we are. We've got a bunch of trainers here as well. If things do get a little bit hairy in the league and we do need to do some training, it's not like we'll have to go very far to find the trainers. Now, I can't remember where to go. Now I remember where to go. The other thing that annoys me about this Victory Road is even with Max Repels, you're constantly in the bag. And unlike in Generation 2, where you actually have to clear the prompt of the repel wearing off before you take a step, in this generation, it will just let you walk. And that is so annoying. Have I messed this up there? I might have messed it up. So let's rewind. Because then doesn't that open up something down here? I can't bloody remember. Then I think we can go down here and ignore both of those. Drop this in the hole. Yeah, we can. And then we drop this on here like so. Double check that we've got a repel on. And we get to leave. Sweet freedom. And we never have to think about that Victory Road again for this challenge. A Lumberry, that's a pretty good item there. And we are at the Pokemon League at long last. Getting to the league in under an hour, I'm happy with that. We don't need to deposit any Pokemon, but we do need to procure 4 of our finest full restores. Just to make sure we are good for the league. We're going to drop a hard save here. And I think I'm just going to go straight away and use all of our rare candies. We're going to get ourselves up to a level 60 for this league. The rare candy restrictions have been lifted for this series, so we can use rare candies as and when we see fit. I'm going to put the max elixir up there. I'm going to put the regular elixir up there. And do we have any ethers? We've got a max ether. That'll be handy to have up there as well. And probably the full restores. It's taking a couple of minutes to organise the bag. Well, hopefully less than a couple of minutes, but a couple of moments to organise the bag. But I'm hoping then that time spent here will be time saved as we go into the league proper. Our first league member is Lorelei. She is an Ice-type specialist, and she's going to lead with Dugong. We're going to set up a Calm Mind. She's going to set up a Hail. And then we shall use a Thunderbolt. It's super effective and it one-shots. Up second is Lapras, and we get rid of it in one. This is making me feel good. She's going to stall with Protect here, but it means nothing for Lorelei. I think we're in for a very, very good start. Oh, Synchronize didn't hit there. Is that because she's unaware? Never mind, we still get through at first try. And that moves us on to Bruno. Let us heal with a full restore, and then have what might be one of the easiest league battles we shall ever have. He's going to lead with Onyx, Magical Leaf, go away. Who's next? Hitmonchan, Psychic, get in the bin. And then you've got your Hitmonlee, Psychic, disappear. We grow up to 61. Onyx is next. We'll throw some leaves at it. It sneezes and goes away. And then I misclick on the Machamp. But it shouldn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. If anything, we've probably avoided a healing loop. So that's Bruno down. Agatha's next. Not even going to bother to heal for Agatha. I can't see this going wrong. Can you? Famous last words. Golbat, Gengar, Arbok, they're all the same to Gardevoir. They're all part poison. They're all going to go away. Very, very easy battle there. Agatha's defeated. Let's move ourselves on to our favourite liar in the world. It's Lance. We can't get away from him even in Fire Red. Let's see what he's got to say for himself. We'll drop down a save and we shall engage him in battle. He is the liar with the flyers and he leads with Gyarados. Gyarados, are you going to use Rain Dance? No, you're going Dragon Rage. Fine. We'll use the Thunderbolt. We'll get rid. Growing up to 62. Here comes Aerodactyl. Oh, it outsped. That's not great. But we are on to Dragonite. Oh, right. Okay. That was unexpected. Let's think about this. What shall we do? Do we have the berry pouch? Let's hold on to the citrus berry, because that might give us a little bit of extra HP. We need to get off 3 Calm Minds, really. If he uses Bite, that's fine. Yeah, Bite is absolutely fine. And then we can hopefully sweep now. He didn't get the Omni Boost. On much better health now compared to where we were. Yeah. This should be a sweep. Easy, easy, easy sweep. We've just got to have enough turns of survivability to withstand, I should say, the initial onslaught of attacks. And of course, he's mostly a special attacker, so we didn't have to worry. Now it is time for the final battle of the challenge. It's triple exclamation mark. And he leads with Pidgeot. Interesting. Pidgeot is not a one-shot. Gotta hope that he goes for something like Feather Dance. Aerial Ace, that's fine. Can absolutely deal with Aerial Ace. We don't need to worry about any kind of Intimidate either, growing up to 63. We get rid of his starter. The only one I'm scared of, really, is his Executor. He's healing looping on his Alakazam. We don't mind that. Still oodles of health left to go. We'll use Magical Leaf on Rhydon. That gets rid of it in one shot. And then we have Executor. I think Thunderbolt. Maybe a Psychic to finish it off. Not quite, and we've been sent to sleep. We woke up, though. It was a short sleep. And now we are just hoping that he doesn't stall us out. We get another short sleep. Citrus Berry kicks in. Light screens off, but we're sent to sleep yet again. Oh, for goodness sake, Executor. We don't quite get the finish we wanted. So we try again. If we get the Aerial Ace start, we're happy. Hopefully we don't miss. We have been sand attacked. Thunderbolt hits. We get through the Gyarados. We grow to 63. We've missed once. Citrus Berry kicks in. We're going to have to take a reset. I wonder if we're going to be stuck in a bit of purgatory here now. If we get sand attacked, we have to take a reset, essentially. I don't think it's reliable enough without taking the reset there. Aerial Ace is good. We don't mind Aerial Ace. We can set off 3. There's the friggin' sand attack. Thing is, I am not confident that we can survive without the Citrus Berry. Otherwise, I'd swap to the other berry. The Chesto or the Miracle Berry. but I'm just not 100% sure if it's the right play. Nice amount of damage there on that Alakazam, but we're missing all over the place. It is a one-shot. We're back onto Rhydon. Magical Leaf is guaranteed to hit, so we don't need to care about that. Here comes the pesky Executor again. We're doing a lot of damage, but we've been sent to sleep once more. His Sleep Bomb, Sleep Powder, and his Egg Bomb are friggin' ridiculous. He is so scammy at the moment. Genuinely scammy. He should not be hitting that amount of times. Feather Dance, perfect. Aerial. Oh, you dickhead. I am not wanting to get Sand Attacked. Sand Attack is the one thing that we don't have a counter for with the Executor. Please just friggin' hit. This is getting on my nerves now. Really is getting on my nerves. I feel like the luck has been against us, and we should have had the luck on that first turn. On that attempt where we got through to the Executor, we should have had it. But Egg Bomb kept hitting, and Sleep Powder never missed. So we keep on persevering and hope that we don't get Sand Attacked. This is so bloody frustrating. Aerial Ace is good. Sand Attack is game over. We know that we don't have the survivability to last if we're not hitting every turn. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. So we just keep on going. We know that we can get through without being Sand Attacked. It's happened before. Oh, but we get crit. Absolutely friggin' wonderful. Just what we need. Can our Citrus Berry kick in, please? We're under half health. Hello, Citrus Berry. Where are you? No, it's not kicking in. Gonna set up another Calm Mind or two against this Alakazam. Hopefully the Citrus Berry will remember it exists at some point. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Maybe it's already been consumed and I didn't notice. Egg Bomb missed. Thunderbolt wins. And we do eventually defeat the rival. 1:03:42 is our final time for this challenge. For posterity, we'll pause at the Hall of Fame. And we're clocking in at 1:03:53. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. And so it stands to reason Gardevoir is setting the standard for all other Pokemon to follow. First place by default on our 4 moves leaderboard. However, we have done 10 other FireRed videos in the past with the old rule set, and once again we are absolutely smashing it at the very top of the leaderboard there. In first place, 10 minutes ahead of Kyogre's main challenge, and a lot ahead of 10th place Meganium there on the end of page 1. It better watch out because it's going to be joining poor old Kecleon here on page 2 very, very soon. But with that, we are done for our first FireRed challenge back. I've had an awful lot of fun. I've enjoyed this even more than I thought I would, and I was going in with a really positive mindset, so that is absolutely brilliant. If you enjoyed it too, make sure to leave a like. Got any feedback, any tips, leave it in the comments down below. Subscribe if you want to see more varied Pokemon challenges here in FireRed, in Crystal, in Emerald, and maybe occasionally in Yellow as well. But until next time, I will say a massive thank you for watching. People like you make this channel possible, so I really hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all very, very soon.